Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. We may or may not be planning the menu for Dawn's first trip to Waffle House. It was started in Stupid O'Clock. We might wind up continuing the tradition, but she's not here right now, so there's no use going on with that particular line of reasoning. But with us right now is Aunt Donna.
Hello
And
there.
we are going to hold the fort until or unless other people show up. So just you and me.
I think I startled everybody last hour.
Oh, with not liking hash browns. Hey, everybody's got their own preferences. There's no right or wrong when it comes to uh, culinary delights of one's own preference or one's own um disgust, basically. Um,
So when I go out to breakfast with my bestie and I order like an omelet with and they have hash browns with them, I just keep them and take them home to Carl because he loves them.
there you go. I may lose my Southerner card, but I can't stand fried green tomatoes or okra, fried okra. I really just cannot. No. Um,
And
I
I'm
don't
right
know
there with
why.
you.
I don't know why. Fried eggplant, about the same. Although, if you chop up a raw eggplant and put it on a salad bar with, some kind of really nice dip, um, I will eat that stuff without hesitation. I don't know why the fried varieties of things, and I'll even chop up little bitty green onions and put them in my pickled peppers.
Hmm.
And occasionally, one will come up in the rotation when I put a ladle in the pickled pepper jar and dump it into my crock pot full of chili. You know, I count myself lucky when I get that because I don't know. I don't know what it is. Um, I can't stand liver. Um,
Oh no. Mm.
I never have been able to eat fried liver. And Lindsay loves it. My mom, hers was, according to the rest of my family, really wonderful. I couldn't. No, it's no. But when we go, when we went on our two trips to England, I had the full English breakfast. Had the black pudding. I didn't have any problem with that. I mean, it's got nothing to do with liver, but a lot of people can't stand the idea of it, and I'm going, hey, this tastes pretty good. Uh, don't know. Have not the faintest idea. Oh, on her way to Hallowcon, Lindsay has found a fish and chips shop that we can stop at, and I may stock up for Thursday evening's dinner with steak and kidney pie or Cornish pasties or whatever. But fish and
Mm-mm.
chips.
Haven't
Oh,
had good fish and chips since Big Boy closed.
mm, and when most of the time when we have it, Lindsay has cooked it, and I'm going excellent. Nothing wrong. I mean, it is, you know, it is what it is. Uh, it's not the same as a restaurant, but it's not supposed to be. It's made with love, so. But I can't get enough. I really can't get enough. I will eat until I damn near burst, or eat until we run out of fish and chips. Uh, it, oh, Dawn's going to bed. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Her headache is coming back. It's all right. I hope she feels
mm,
better tomorrow when she wakes up.
yes, I do too. You know, I hear Red Lobster's fish and chips pretty good, but I don't go to Red Lobster fish for fish and chips.
I haven't been to Red Lobster in probably 30 years. I don't believe I've ever taken Lindsay. Uh, because we've only been together for about 18 years now. So it's been a long, long time. Um,
And we go there about once a month. Of course, they've got their rewards program going, and sometimes we go in just to have dessert and coffee because Carl's one free dessert.
hey, if you win something, go collect it.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
And then
Um,
he gets gift cards like
mm,
$10 off or something like that. I'm like, yeah, go for it.
uh,
But,
I just got a gift card from work here. I think last month I've got to use up. It was $250 for filling out a survey at
mm-hmm.
work, and I was brutally honest, and they gave me money. I guess they know that this is my last survey I'm ever going to have to take. So,
uh, uh,
oh,
I used to scan reports and do surveys for the NCP, National Consumer Products.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. And they're pretty good to you. I think every gadget in my kitchen now I got for free because they give you points every time you scan something, and they wanted to know what you bought during the week.
It's too bad more places don't do that because I could use a free Tesla truck. I'll be glad. I'll be glad to give it a review. I really would.
That would take a lot of points.
Hello.
Uh,
Hey, Chris.
hey,
No Richie
Chris,
or not.
not
Uh,
so far. But they also would have contests and stuff, and I won $1,000 American Express card one time.
not
And
bad.
it would have been nice if they like sent me an email or something saying, "Hey, you won the contest," but I just get this card in the email going, and I'm going, "Is this like for real? Can I actually use this?" And it turned out it was for real. That's how I got my complete series of The Man from Uncle
Hmm.
and uh, the complete collection of Monkeys songs,
Oh,
including like 2 CDs of songs they never got on the show.
oh, that sounds nice. I mean, seriously, that sounds nice. Um, let's see. We've got. Oh, I can't remember what, but this gift card from work, we got to use it up before November. So
Mhm.
I've got to spend the rest of the money this month. Um, cannot use it at gas stations. Um, so drat, but grocery stores, online shopping, things like that. I've already
Super.
bought a couple of things for the house, and Lindsay says you don't need to be spending that kind of money, and I whip out the card. And go, certainty bought
Yep. Oh, in that case,
it. Really?
Oh,
Well, and I think both of the things I bought were for her anyway. So uh, I got her a little DVD player to hook up to the TV set that we swapped around the entire house till it wound up in the bedroom to go with the external Roku. And no, that's the one with the Roku built into it. The external Roku is now hooked up to a big TV in the living room. Hey, we swapped TVs all around the house. Um, uh, I got a huge computer monitor as my 45th year service anniversary gift from work. Um, and I was using one of our old TV sets uh,
mhm.
as a computer monitor because it worked really well. But swapped that one back into the living room and put the smart TV in the bedroom. And we have another. Now we have a spare computer monitor. I think that Lindsay's going to donate to the church
Mhm.
because we need to get stuff out of the house.
Mhm.
It's getting a little crowded after all the time that I've spent loading the place up with stuff.
Mhm.
I mean,
funny how
seriously,
that happens.
hey,
Yep.
you go shopping, you bring it home, you go. Where am I going to put this stuff? I need more room. If I want to build another bookcase, I'm going to have to add on to the house. We don't have any walls left that aren't covered in bookcases, um,
Yeah,
or photographs or artwork or something. Swords.
Mhm.
You-
Excuse me.
I got two.
yeah,
I got two walls dedicated to nothing but swords and spears and um,
Yeah.
sharp, pointy things of interest.
yeah. When we lived in the double wide, the rule was I had to know where something was going to go before I could buy something. Now the game is I buy something and go, buy something today. Can you find it?
Can you find it? Yes. Well, you do have a rather large domicile. That's a fancy French word for house, okay? Talking to
Mm-hmm.
the audience. Uh,
It's my castle.
actually, actually, this house has just a little fewer square feet than my single wide trailer did. Oh,
Hey, some single wide trailers are well designed.
Hmm.
this one had the expando living room.
Mm.
So the living room and dining room was actually about
Mm-hmm.
uh, 25 feet square, but the
Mm-hmm.
rest of it was just, single wide trailer size.
Yeah.
And I'm going. Ooh, that would have been great training for a narrowboat over in the canals in England because
Mm-hmm.
I already know how to live in a 6 foot wide steel tube, um, as long as it's 60, 70 feet long. Oh, oh, one of my favorite couples from the canal boat videos. They have just bought a little bitty teeny tiny boat to go with their full size boat that they live on,
Hmm.
and it's so cute. But they're having to redo the entire interior. It came basically as a shell, so it's just bare metal inside. So they had it insulated, and they're fitting it out with the, I don't want to call it paneling. It's usually it's tongue and groove board, and
Mm-hmm.
replace the windows and all this other. But it's such a neat little thing, and the guy is going to use it as his recording studio and free up space in the big boat that he has been using as a recording studio earlier. So hey,
Mm-hmm.
Makes
um,
sense.
yeah, he's a very good musician. He plays more instruments than I own, which is a testament of somebody that's been messing around with music for a while. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he sounds like a cross between uh, Hawkwind, Neil Young. Um, there's a blues band I can't remember the name of, but he sounds really good. I mean, he's playing guitar and harmonica, sometimes banjo, all kinds of stuff, and
And who
got
is
a
this
few.
person?
Hmm?
Who is this person?
Um, his name is Benny Jones,
Okay.
and he actually uh, this past week he had a birthday, and he was doing a couple of concerts that just happened to be one of them on his birthday.
Okay.
Went to this nice big not it wasn't a convention, it was more like a festival, but and they had him playing and everything, and he got a birthday cake and all kinds of stuff.
Well,
um,
there's several blues festivals across the country.
Well, the YouTube channel is Ben and Emily,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a female cat named Alan.
Mm-hmm.
They named the cat before they found out she was a she. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the name had already stuck, so Alan
Yeah.
Hmm.
didn't want it changed. Absolutely adorable folks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do tend to go on about the narrowboat crowd,
Mm-hmm.
the canal boat folks over in England, because
Yeah.
there are a lot of them are really really nice people that I enjoy watching YouTube. Really would be proud to know him in real life, but you know, s- nobody's built a highway across the freaking Atlantic Ocean so I can go visit yet.
Yeah. Um,
And at $1,000 for a ticket for an airplane. Sorry, something about
I'll be
that
back.
12-hour flight.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay,
I'll probably be awake when you get back. Probably.
maybe.
We'll see. Uh, I mean, I did get up early. It was almost 3 p.m. when I got up this afternoon after the green room last night. Oh, I think I did stay up and talk to Emily for a bit after everything closed up. I'm not sure.
Carl said the two of you were still talking when he left.
Hey, she was having problems with her computer earlier when everybody was in there, but um, it kind of evened out a little bit, and she was able to come back. And I didn't want to desert her or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So that was nice of you.
she's fun to talk to.
Yes, she is. She's she's just so cute. I like her.
Mm.
But we've been having. We had two fronts come through yesterday, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Mm.
I'd already taken the good medicine, and I couldn't take another dose. And
Well, we had it was more than likely a low pressure area while I was at work Friday afternoon, and most of the day I felt fine.
hmm
That sucker went through. It felt like my head was going to explode. My sinuses just went, oh, guess what?
yeah,
Here comes the pain again, knocking on your head like a memory. Um,
mm
I could only take so many over-the-counter painkillers without upsetting my stomach. I took
mm
my limit, and it put a dent in it, but it didn't cure it. But as the weather kept changing, the pain went away. So
yeah.
stirred up my arthritis a bit too, but I'm kind of used to that. If it don't hurt, I maybe did. Uh,
Well, and also taking my bestie to see her doctor yesterday, which entitles driving over to Chambana, which is counting where her doctor is in town on the southwest side, probably about 50 mile one way. She got some good news though. He told her she could start driving now.
all right.
Yep. She she had hurt her hand, and I don't understand all of it, but they evidently had to take a bone out of in here. But she's had a brace on now she had one on for about 2 months before the surgery, and surgery was just 2 weeks ago, so she's doing really well.
Evidently so. Yeah. When I had some injuries to my hand from a motorcycle wreck, damn, a drunk driver ran a red light in front of me. Um, I was in a brace for almost 6 months,
hmm
but went to one doctor who wanted to do surgery on my wrist and leave my um, the broken bone under my left knee alone. And then I said, well, I need to go get a second opinion. He said, no, you don't need to go get a second opinion. I said, my company insurance requires me to get a second opinion. And I turned to the guy that drove me to the doctor's appointment and said, get me out of here. We left, went to a different doctor. He goes, I'm going to put 2 titanium screws in your knee because you got a tibia plateau fracture. And if I don't do that, it won't heal right. Now, your wrist, if I start cutting on that, you'll never be able to use that hand again for much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't need surgery. It just needs to be immobile for a long time and let everything grow back.
Mm-hmm.
So the first doctor was going to cripple me, leg and hand. Second doctor, hey, did everything right. And what's really weird, my little brother is, or was at the time, a maintenance man at the machine shop where my dad worked. And he was working on a piece of very heavy machinery. And the lockout came loose and it got his hand.
Mm.
So he had to go to the same doctor and get some pins and plates. My dad was out in the garden and he was setting up some sprinklers and the timer came on when he didn't expect it. He was trying to run out of the field, tripped over some either beans, the vines from bean plants, or kudzu. Probably just grew up to grab his ankle. Anyway, he had to go to the same doctor to have pins and plates put in his foot. And the doctor goes, what is it with these Hollifield men? They keep getting hurt.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 doctors wouldn't even operate on her. Because evidently this problem is one you usually don't get until you're much older, and she's only 40. And they're like, we're not going to do it. They finally referred her to a third doctor who said, yeah, he could do it. 50-50 chance, either going to fix it or screw it up. She would totally lose, would not be able to use her hand anymore. But if she did not get the surgery, she would definitely not lose that hand. She wouldn't be able to use it at all. So she's like, got to take the 50-50 chance. And
Really?
seeing how, yeah, he was amazed when he saw her today that in just a shorter time, she's come so far. But she's CNA too. She knew what to do going in and
Yep.
and did it.
That's always a plus. It really is.
Unless you're talking to the doctor. Because when you tell your doctor, well, there's this wrong, and you're going to have to do this, and this, and they're like, you've watched the video, haven't you? Yes.
Watched it. I wrote it.
Well, she went on YouTube and found surgery, the same surgery, and what she said, she watched it several times so she knew what she was getting into.
She did her homework. Yeah. Good on her. I'm glad that everything worked out. I mean, 50-50 chance. That's, well, some people would not take that chance. Some people would jump at it. But as you said, doing nothing means automatically losing use of that hand.
Mm-hmm. It
So,
was the same thing when my dad had his first heart surgery. He had a friend try to talk him out of it. He told him, John, you could die. And Dad said, yeah, and if I don't have the surgery, I will die.
and guess who's with us now? Hey,
It's
Richie.
Twitchy!
Hello.
I take it Misty has already come home.
Yeah.
And Chris is back.
Oh, he
Yeah.
just came back because Richie showed up.
Chris,
No, I was already about to come on, but he beat me to it.
Chris, are you severely disappointed in me?
Disappointed in you.
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't like hash browns?
I'm disappointed. I'm not very disappointed.
Does it help that I can't have them anyway because of my diabetes?
Yeah, that is mitigating circumstances I will forgive you for.
Thank you. As long as you still love me.
Oh, yeah, I will.
And look at it this way. You can have extra hash browns because I'll give you mine.
Yum,
Now we
yum.
know how the seating arrangement's going to go when we get there.
I don't know if I can fit in between two women in this booth.
Oh, guess
I'm
we'll have to
sure
sit at
you're
the
going to
bar.
try. I'm sure you're going to try.
May have to make allowances elsewhere.
Hmm.
But you should have seen Dawn's face the day we had lunch with her, because I made her sit on the same side with Carl. I was like, I don't want to sit by him. I got news for her. She's riding in the front seat when we go down to Dalton, so I can get in the back and have some peace and quiet.
Yeah. So she gets to ride shotgun. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
It's a long
Carl's
drive.
gonna be grinning from ear to ear.
It's a
I
long
just see him
drive.
looking sideways and like,
There's bound to be some sleeping going on, and just hope it's not Carl,
Nope.
especially if he's the one driving. Um,
I'm sure he'll go to bed early and get a good night's sleep.
oh, we went down to the local Dollar General today to pick up
Hmm.
a few odds and ends. My mom was there.
Who was there?
My mom.
Oh, cool.
We pulled in the parking lot. There's a white Yukon taking up 3 parking spaces, and I go, "That looks familiar." Walk in, I go, "Okay, I thought I recognized the parking style." Yeah, no, it wasn't a straddle the white line for the park. It was catty cornered, diagonal across 3 parking spaces. I
You
go,
will not hit my car because I will take up 3 spaces.
"No, that ain't it." It's like this thing is so. It's like trying to drive a Tiger tank. I mean, seriously, it's
Now,
a
now will be a good time to run. The honey badger don't give a shit.
hey. I've seen railroad trains stop to let my mother go across the tracks. They know better. Oh,
The woman commands respect. She don't demand it. She commands it.
they just everything gets out of her way. Oh God, she's
She's the
82.
unstoppable force.
She's 82, 83, somewhere in that area. And Lindsay said today, we're gonna have to take her car keys away sometime. I go, my sister can do that job. I ain't.
Yeah,
I was lucky. My mom voluntarily gave up
yeah,
her car keys.
that is good.
She took her last driving test on her 80th birthday and got her driver's license again, and then she said, "That's it." Yeah, she's already. She says, "I'm not sure I could react if I had to react fast enough."
Mhm.
So you're going to be my driver now, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
Well,
I'm proud of you for knowing you can't drive very well anymore, but how'd that jump to me being your driver?
you were there.
Never tell anybody you're retired.
Yeah.
Damn. I have to spend all that money on the billboard.
Mm-mm.
And it didn't stop there. Uh, my cousin, who was mom's best frenemy, I'll call her, decided that I was her chauffeur too. Okay. On the other hand, I didn't spend any money for groceries for about 3 years now.
That's recompense, yes.
I
Uh,
tried I tried talking to my cousin. I was like, it'd be cheaper if you just hire me by the hour or you'll put gas. But no, I'd take her to the grocery store and my back would be turned and she'd take that little separator off and put it in the side wheel so that the cashier didn't know it was two different orders. And I'd turn around and okay, about half my order was already down with hers. Okay, that was nice of you. Didn't need to. I have money. But shoot, she'd spend $100 on my grocery bill.
That's
I
because
don't
she loved you.
I don't believe I would have that problem with my mom. I just have to put the beer and wine first, and mom will go, You don't need that shit."
Chris, part of it was, yeah, she loved me. Part of it was kind of saying to my mom, look what I can do.
Mm.
Because my mom couldn't afford to do anything like that. That's why I described her as mom's best frenemy.
Mm.
She, uh, I loved her dearly, but yeah, she had problems.
Mm.
That's gonna happen. They're gonna
And
happen.
the thing of it is, instead of upsetting mom, mom would say, next time throw some more stuff on there.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, get the high price steak. Um, oh, and I spent part of today uh, wiring up the new speakers for the new stereo that's hooked up to the new computer
Yep.
monitor, and I tested it out. Uh, First thing I played through the new speakers was Rush's Tom Sawyer,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and then I scrolled on down to the directory with my music in it, and I go, okay, let's see what it's going to sound like the next time I write a song. Boom. Uh, Evidently, I put entirely too much bass in mine because it's loud.
Never too much bass.
I mean, seriously, I'm sitting here going, well, I hope everybody else in the county likes this stuff.
Hi,
Uh, they're not going to
I
get a
got
chance
your
to get away from it.
tail.
But I was just standing here with a measuring tape in the middle of the room,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the shelf the speakers and the review books are on, and I go, the braces I put under that are not doing their job. The shelf is kind of tilting towards the floor. Um, I can buy the stuff to fix
Where'd you
this.
go?
The shelf is in like three different pieces because it's different length of boards. And I'm just looking at the thing going, it would really be easier for me to go get a 12-foot long shelf board than to have it be in two or three different pieces. And Lindsay walks in and goes, you know, you really ought to take that shelf down and put just one board all the way across. You should go to Lowe's tomorrow.
Yes, dear.
There's a reason why I've been married to this woman for 17 years. I don't even have to ask for something. She just says, hey, you need this. Which leads me to wonder what I'm going to do with those shelf boards once I take them down. I've been wanting to rebuild my desk. Although the drawing that I did makes it look like I could probably buy a used car for what it would cost for the lumber to build the desk. Wouldn't be a very good used car, but it would still be functional.
Sweet baby.
Trouble is, how much work can I get done in one day? Because she is not going to put up with stuff scattered all over the house because I had to take a desk apart and take it out to the wood pile.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, you gotta. I mean,
Yeah, but she's a pretty understanding sort for the most part.
yeah. She will want it done because she hates the way everything is set up now. She used to like it, but it's gotten out of hand. I've got entirely too much stuff that I refuse to take to Goodwill because, hey, I might need that one day.
Yeah, well, sounds like a quote from a novel I loved reading when I was younger. It's a monument to an idea that got out of hand.
Oh yeah. I come by my hoarding honestly. I get it from my mother and my father. Dad's got enough tools to outfit 3 machine shops. Mom's got enough
He's
art
got
supplies.
tools that fix tools.
He got tools. He had tools that would make the tools to fix the tools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was his job. So,
Yeah.
got an entire woodworking shop over on the farm. I need to go over there and start using that stuff. I really do, because it's getting dusty. Mom rarely goes down there. She has a shopsmith, which is a drill press, a lathe, and all kinds of other stuff put together in one machine. And I'm going, ooh, sweet.
Nice.
No, I have to admit, I got a little bit of desk envy when I saw my brother-in-law's new office. Somebody had built in the desk, and it's one of those L shape. And it's about 10 foot long one way, 6 foot long on the short way, and 4 foot deep. And then all the different shelves.
If I do this one the way that I have drawn blueprints for, it will be just shy of 12 feet long. And on my right hand side, it'll go back about 4 feet. On the other side, it'll go back about another 4 feet. So it'll be basically a big U shape. And I will have one shelf that is on a hinge that rotates. So I can put my synthesizer keyboard on it, hook it up to the computer finally, and be able to rotate it and turn my chair. And when I'm writing the music, I can actually put in keyboard parts or whatever instrument I have programmed the keyboard to imitate, um, as well as these three computers. These four computers, and all the sound equipment and the printer and all this other stuff, and my little junk catchers and filing stuff in different cabinets and um,
Dan, I got a question for you.
yeah.
Are you going to be able to stay awake to finish the show? Because I'm really fading fast.
Chris, I didn't even wake up until like 3 this afternoon.
Okay.
I'm pretty much good to go. I have had 2 cups of coffee.
All right.
And,
Well, I hate to bug out on y'all, but I'm just really wore out.
hey, go for it, dude.
We'll keep him awake.
Get you some rest. You've only got another week, and
I've
then
got
you're going to go
12
without.
days.
You're going to go without sleep for 72 some odd hours.
I'll get a little sleep, but it won't be much. I need to get as much as I can between now and then. So,
Well, now sounds like a very good time to get a head start.
Yeah. So y'all have a great night. Go good, guys, and I'll catch you next time.
Good night, Chris.
All right.
Good night.
Best well, brother.
Such a sweet man, I swear. I don't know why he's so worried about me nodding off and not being able to stop the show. It's not like it costs anything to run it for all day and all night. We don't pay for the thing by the hour. It's not like we're renting a studio. But I'm just very gratified that he does feel so concerned. It's probably why he's so good at his job for Hallowcon. Is he really is concerned about everybody's welfare.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, Lindsay just absolutely loves that man.
He's lovable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's see, I think I got up about 8 this morning. And after having some coffee and actually waking up, I asked Carl if he had closed the green room since he had been up since 5. And no, he'd forgotten totally about it.
Well, I'd go back and watch the recording, but there isn't one.
No. Oh no.
That's the virtue. And sometimes, on really memorable nights, the curse of the green room is it is never recorded.
Best leave it not recorded.
Well, yeah, I didn't say change it. I just said, some nights it would be nice to have a record of some of the wit and wisdom
Antics.
that gets passed up. Antics, there's a good word for it, that gets passed around. Um, oh, Lord. And people go, this show gets a little rambunctious from time to time. Not really. No, not really. Uh, we've seen we were left unsupervised. I'm sorry. Um, oh, not like I'm trying to supervise anybody around here. Uh, I'm actually looking forward to the trip to the fish and chips place on our way to Hallowcon.
I bet
That
you are.
that should be really nice. There's a local place that's on the way. It's up near the highway, about 25, 30 miles away from here. That does a passable fish and chips. I mean, it's not as good as what Lindsay does, but it's better than some of the places that call themselves fish and chip shops that are closer. There's one over in Athens, and we went in there, and it was like, uh, Mrs. Paul's and the varsity would do better than this. And believe me, Lindsay knows. So, oh, one of her nephews is now playing for her home team in Portsmouth soccer.
Cool. No
Yeah,
football.
football. Yes,
Yes.
and she's promised him that one day she will go back to England, and because she is one of the folks that actually bought into the stadium property when it was in danger of going bankrupt. She will sit in the director's box and
Nice.
watch the game. I mean, it you know it's a cast of thousands of people that of fans that bought into this to make sure that the place didn't go under. But and they did. They have won two of the um, FA Cups.
Yeah.
One just before World War II, and one here about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a big deal. You don't mess around with Fratton Park. You
Mm-hmm.
just don't mess around with Fratton Park. Otherwise, the hooligans will come after you. And these are not people that wear a floppy hat and a long scarf. These are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, Bruno and Nico and Guido and um, why?
Oh, Rich should have been here. I don't know who I had going more, Joe Dog or Zach.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
They decided to introduce Zach to a little shop called Adam and Eve. And Joe Dog was telling Zach he needed to go check that out. So I told Zach he could use my account number. And Joe's like, what?
Platinum membership.
Yeah. You know, you think Joe wouldn't be so easy.
Well, that's the thing. Joe Dog is so used to being the one instigating stuff that when it comes back at him, he doesn't know whether it's real or and it's like watching deer in the headlights. Um, and Donna's just going, "Hey, hold my beer and watch this shit." Uh, oh Lord, it was nice. It was really nice. I hope. Well, I hope Carl's the only one watches this tomorrow, not Joe Dog. I could get in real trouble.
What can I say? I'm a writer. I lie for a living.
Ah, well, the thing is, it's possible to say something so straight-faced convincingly that even if it is the uttermost bullshit, people will believe you.
Hmm.
It's not exactly lying. It's
Storytelling.
well, taking license with reality is basically what I was going for. But um, as long as you can say something convincingly, people will believe it. That's the basis of politics. Uh, you can lie with a straight face as long as you do it right. Somebody gonna vote for you.
Politicians are private investigators. Mm. I learned from Mark Goodman.
Apparently, a sophomore at daughter's high school passed away.
At whose high school?
We got an email from the administration. Pros.
Mm.
Someone in the same graduating class as Crow.
Oh,
We got a message about support in this time of loss. Crow doesn't know who it might have been.
um, well, it's horrible in any way, shape, or form. Um, leaves me at a loss for words. But my
Yeah, hopefully it was something like bad infection that went nuts or something like that instead of
Hmm.
yes. Uh,
an assault or taking one's own life.
hmm Well, in any case,
When I asked Crow when I saw
uh,
the email, they're like, I've got no idea. So
my condolences to the family. Um,
yeah, mine too.
no matter what the cause, it's a horrible thing to have happen
Yeah,
uh, for anybody. Um, why is that speaker set turned on? Okay, it was hooked up to the other computer.
yeah. All we could hope is that it was the least traumatic set of circumstances for the family.
Yeah, that's the thing. But least traumatic is always going to be traumatic.
Hmm.
Right, but there's levels of trauma.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
And
let's
perhaps it
see.
was something that they knew was coming, and although you
Yeah,
can never really prepare yourself, you can kind of prepare yourself.
yeah. Um, I've had folks that I went to school with that suffered from different chronic ailments that eventually caught up to them. Sometimes in school, sometimes later in life. And tragic accidents, hit and run drivers, and just everything. Never know when the last day is, so you might as well live like everything.
Live like you're dying.
To be, live like every day is going to be the last one. So, live it to the fullest. What was it Larry Niven said? Take life in big chunks. Moderation is for monks.
So what have you been up to, Rich?
Not a whole hell of a lot. Doing a little bit of work on some story stuff. I think that broken tooth just broke a little bit more. That feels like it. But other than that, not a whole hell of a lot today. Got what feels like an infection starting right about here. So I've been eating rice and oatmeal and stuff like that while it's still really, really hot to get it there to fake a fever.
Mm-hmm.
To try to break that down and just sleeping off the jaw pain. So
how'd your training go?
Well, apparently I managed to pull it off. Like, I've been working in the application for a fairly long time. All the users were amazed with the ease of everything that's coming down the pipe. And the IT folk that showed up for the meeting was like, that's really good. I'm like, yeah. And considering, everything that I did for that was between 5 p.m. Wednesday and 9 a.m. Friday. Because that's when they finally got it up and running for me to be able to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the one that's able to pull miracles out of their ass, so that's the reason why I don't get to say no to things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sometimes you can be too good at something.
Apparently I managed that a lot.
Yeah, Richie's case, he's very good at learning stuff fast.
Yes.
And improvising.
Yes.
I think the best thing to say in a meeting about how well you've learned this new program is go, I didn't even know this thing existed before Tuesday.
So when I first became actual employed IT, not just the nerd that took care of stuff for the family. A year into it, my original supervisor had gotten fired about halfway through. We got a new supervisor in. And my new supervisor is giving me my review. They're looking at things. They realize that I'd only been working with the AS400 and everything that we do with it for a little over a year at that point in time. And she's like, "You've only known this stuff for a year?" I'm like, "Yeah." There's people that I know who have been working with this for much longer that don't have this grasp. Yeah. How? It's the way I'm built. I learn fast, and I improvise. You know, I purposely break things so I can learn how to fix them. A lot of times when I'm given a new issue that I've never had to fix before or anything like that, I go back, I look at the end result of where things broke, and I start stepping back with the user to see, okay, should have done this step, that worked, okay. Should have done this step, okay. Should have done this step, you didn't do this step. All right, let's see what happens when I make that same misstep. No, it worked for me, so that wasn't that as the misstep. And then keep, tracking back until I actually find what caused it, and then I do that as many different permutations as I possibly can to guarantee that that is the thing that screws everything up. And then I'm like, okay, so all we've got to do is step back to here, do this, and we're good. True troubleshooting. That's. And the funny thing is, 90% of the professional roles I've had is troubleshooting in one form or another. Even when I worked at the factory, the first few months there, I was just a normal operator, taking the plastic pieces out of the press, break them off the runners, trimming up anything that has a little bit extra plastic along the sides or anything like that, throwing away anything that shorted out or anything that had gas burns or anything like that. But wasn't too long before they actually promoted me to what we called processor, which we're the people that put the molds in the machine, adjusted the machines so that the parts ran at the best quality at the fastest speed. And the biggest part of that job was getting things to run right. Okay, hey, it's a little more humid tonight. We need to do this so that there's not as much gas burns because the excess, humidity is going to bring more moisture into the plastic, which means that there's going to be, flash steam and stuff like that. So we need to back this off. We need to go up a little bit on here to go ahead and do things. So, that's what I learned to do. Mm-hmm. And the person who tested, I think I roboted there for a second. Mm-hmm. The person that tested folks didn't want to test me to go beyond the level of C processor. So you had apprentice, you had C, you had B, you had A, you had AA, you had AAA. So they wouldn't test me above C. And, I'm just like, I just want my test. That's all I want. I've waited my 6 months. I want my test. And there was someone there who was only a C processor for 3 months and was bitching. They didn't test him. They just promoted him to B. And I'm like, really? You won't even test me? But, and all the AAA processors were pissed off about that because they're like, he knows as much as we do. So, but, it's what I do. Yeah, it's what my father taught me when I was younger. It's probably the greatest gift my father ever taught me is troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The fact that I learned to do it without his amount of cussing is spectacular.
Yeah, really. Sometimes, as you said, the only way to learn how to not break something is to break it and figure out how you broke it.
So when my father first started working for the shop, um, it's he and my uncle Ron tore a furnace out of a building and put the new furnace in. And they were just going to toss the furnace. And my dad's like, mind if I take this home? My uncle and his partner were like, go for it. We don't care. So Dad took it home. And that weekend, he took that furnace apart and put it back together so many times it wasn't even funny, so that he knew it forward and backwards. That's what my dad did. And then at a very early age, I wasn't aware that my dad did that, but apparently I was aware that my dad did that. Either that or out of nowhere, I picked up, hey, here's a screwdriver. Here's this toy. What's inside? So I would take apart stuff and put it back together, and it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days of the little 3.5 inch, 5 inch, whatever the size was, GI Joes. The chest and the legs were held together with a really thick rubber band. But if you played with them long enough, that rubber band would end up breaking. So me and a couple of my good friends ended up going in and fixing all of our broken GI Joes. If one of the legs was missing here, okay, well, this GI Joe, all that's left is the leg, so we can go ahead and put that in. And so, I mean, we Frankensteined our GI Joes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the same thing. It's we had plenty of rubber bands laying around. It's like, okay, so we'll just double this one over a few times, and that's about the right length. But we'd Frankenstein our toys.
As you do. My mom has a story about when I was about 1 year old. Had an insurance salesman drop by and try and convince them this was the right policy for them. And I was sitting there, as a child does, and the dude passed me his ink pen to keep me occupied. I disassembled the ink pen. And the guy says, oh, that's all right. That's all right. I've got more. Before he left, I had reassembled the ink pen, and it still worked, and gave it back to him. It was, ink pens are simple. Oh, this unscrews. Oh, wow. Look, there's 3 pieces of this, and one of them is the lock that keeps the thing. Oh, wow, this is... at 1 year old, here I am practicing for the rest of my life, taking stuff apart and putting it back together again, just as you said.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to improve it, but didn't have any different color ink cartridges to put in it for him, so about the only improvement would have been. And they were all amazed. I'm just going. I didn't lose any parts, so why shouldn't I be able to put it back together again? It's not like the spring flew across the room.
My other mystical ability when I was younger was the ability to find anything my father dropped in the lake.
Ooh, that one's a good one.
So it's when I was really little, Dad would take the pier out every year just before everything froze over, and as the ice is starting to break up, he would put the pier back in. Literally, ice is still on the lake, and Dad is putting the pier back in. and then he'd lean over too far and his Zippo would fall in or something like that. So, Richie, come find my lighter. So here it is, snow still on the ground, ice is breaking up, and I'm diving in to get Dad's lighter. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I could survive the polar plunge, as they say.
Yeah, you joined the Polar Bear Club at an early age.
Yeah. My
Oh, yep, that tooth definitely broke more.
my boss's son had and his wife had received this beautiful anniversary clock for a wedding present with the dome and everything. Well, they went on. They had a son, and when he was about 2 years old, she noticed that the anniversary clock wasn't working. And so she looked at it, and the battery was gone. At 2 years old, their son had lifted that heavy dome off the clock, took out the battery, put the dome back on it, and put the battery in his toy, and replaced the battery in the toy that had gone dead. Without breaking anything.
Yeah. Which is why I made sure my kids always knew which damn junk drawer in the kitchen had the batteries.
That reminds me, I need to figure out what kind of battery this takes. So, one of the things I got from Dad's house is this. The base is apparently a radio, but the cool thing is the sword is a letter opener. And the sword is the type of sword I actually fence with.
You like this one?
Yours is a little bigger.
About 7 inches.
But who's measuring?
It looks like a really cool knife, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tip to cross guard is just shy of 6. Tip to tip of pommel is just over 7.
Okay, mine was, yeah. So it's the same size. I don't know if you have to get fancy, but
I've got one of those at work. Sometimes I have to find out the diameter of a roll of insulation by measuring the circumference and typing it into one of my spreadsheets that gives me the diameter, because it ain't round no more. It's been squashed.
Great back.
It's not even a hexagon. It's like a 50-sided thing, irregular polygon.
I have a measuring tape over there, but, I'd have to reach over and get it out of the drawer, and you know how lazy I am.
Oh.
But that's one thing, though, I learned from my mom. This is 3, it's 3 inches. And from the tip of your nose to when you hold out, that's a yard. That's one thing I learned from her about sewing.
Yeah. The only thing I learned about sewing is I need one of those little squishy things to go through the eye of the needle so I can thread it. Because I've got to have a magnifying glass to see the eye of a needle.
You know they do have needles now that you just pull this thread down and it goes through this slides through and
what manner of witchcraft is this?
it can slide in, but it's kind of like one of those animal traps where you can go in and not come out.
Like a minnow basket. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's got a little slit in the top, and you just go and then you can just pull your
Okay. Yeah. Like a
thread
snap.
down. Yep.
I see. Yeah, that's actually smart.
That's the only kind because I can't see that either.
Probably a reason it took 500,000 years or better to invent that damn thing. Oh. And now if I could just sew. I can. It's not pretty, but I can.
Did you just zip your pants?
Not my pants.
Dang. I mean, okay. I never could use one of those suckers.
That's the thing I was talking about, that I needed to be able to.
And the nice thing is, the other end has a thread cutter.
That's what scissors are for. Although my mom used to use her teeth.
And then
buttons.
No. Little clips so that I don't have to try to pin something and stab myself.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I mean it's not a sewing job unless there's a little blood in it.
It's like having a soldering iron, always remembering to hold it by the insulated end.
Now, yeah, I'm going to have to tear this apart and see if the radio works. Fresh battery did not do it.
Oh, sorry.
Dad probably found it at a garage. Oh. No. I heard the speaker
something was making some noise.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a 9-volt?
It is a 9-volt.
Okay. Oh, I heard something.
Yeah, I got to get in here and play with it because it's not picking up anything, but
that's what she said.
As I'm twisting the dial for the frequency, I occasionally hear a squawk of, okay, that's...
You'll have to ask Kenneth.
It's not Tune In Tokyo.
He's just soldiering on.
What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's really strange is that Spider Robinson used that reference from REM song that was off of this historical event, but no, he used the historical event. He and REM used the same historical event to write two totally different things. REM was a song, and with Spider Robinson, it was a Lady Sally's bar story. So, or Lady Sally's house, excuse me. The house of very good repute. Thank you. As opposed to the normal kind. That was a tangent and a half. Maybe 2 entire tangents. I'm not sure. I do this sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, usually there's not alcohol involved when I do it. They're more entertaining when I have alcohol involved.
I'm sorry, I'm just remembering a hashtag from last night.
Which one was that?
Yours.
Which one of mine was that?
Something about it's only 8:30. I'm already shit faced or something. I bet you don't even remember saying it.
Was that AM or FM? Yeah, I do remember saying it. It did. Things did not improve on the intoxication front as the night went on. Depending on your point of view, I didn't have a problem with it, but
I didn't have a
Did you
problem
remember
with
to
it.
threaten? Do you remember threatening to hunt me down if I didn't show up tonight?
boy, I felt froggy, didn't I? One, I can't find you. Two, I'd have to have a ladder to get to you. Oh Lord!
You only have to get as high as the kneecaps. Once you take the knees, then just make sure I fall on some type of sled type
I'd still
thing
have to have
and drag me.
Still have to have at least a step ladder. You're a big guy. I am not that big a guy. Although definitely I have my moments when I feel froggy.
Yeah, I looked about like 12:30 or so, and I saw that the room was still going on. I'm like, so I popped back in, and Dan and Emily were sitting there talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the weather was just beating my butt last night.
No. Once Emily's internet started working right again, I really didn't want to stop talking so that she would feel obligated to leave. So we just kept right on going until we both left. So I mean, nice little girl. Admire her. She's fun to have conversations with. What can I say? I probably talk too much.
And there you are, not talking at all.
I'm just embarrassed that I actually threatened to beat up Richie if he didn't show up tonight.
You didn't threaten to beat me up, just hunt me down.
Oh my.
Oh, well. The trouble with that is, what the fuck am I going to do with you when I find you? Hello, sailor. Oh, Lord.
You ain't ain't gonna help you now.
It never has before either. What else is new? Damn, arthritis is kicking my hands tonight. Really. Well, I was rather physically active with the shelves and books and speakers and stuff. It was a little bit aggravating trying to get the wire twisted to where it would stay twisted when I was trying to put it in the back of the amplifier or the back of the speakers and not have it puff out into the mushroom of copper and not be connected. But it worked out finally. Although for some reason the big speakers are still much quieter than the little speakers. I don't know. There might be a little amplifier box I could put on in there, but I'm kind of afraid to mess with stuff. I finally got it working. We'll see. I'm just flabbergasted. My wife suggested that I go to Lowe's and buy a whole new shelf board to put up against the wall back there, like I wanted to do, and she didn't even consider how much it would cost. She goes, "Hey, yeah, that seems like the best idea. That'd be the best thing." And I'm going, "You do realize I'm going to have to spend money?" And thought never crossed her mind.
No, because it was for you.
Well, that's the thing. She hates for me to spend money on her, but she's never complained about anything I spend on myself. And I'm going, "Honey, I will buy you anything you need. Just tell me what it is. And if I have to walk to go get it, it will be gotten." And she says, "Oh, no, you don't buy me anything." It's only money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not made of it, but I don't exactly have an empty cash box. If it's for her, I'll spend it. If it's for me, I'll agonize about spending it and feel really guilty because it's for me. God.
Now I don't have that problem.
Hey, I offered to go out and buy her a new car because this one, the battery keeps going dead because it's got a parasitic drain on the battery. And we could sell this one. And she's going, no, don't spend any money on me. I'm going, this thing aggravates you. I would like to not have you be aggravated. It greatly eases my life when you are not aggravated.
Mm-hmm.
Because when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
That's
So I finally made it.
yeah.
I mean, face is pretty much my catchphrase nowadays. It's been a week.
Oh, you know how people will say, it's been one of those days?
Mm-hmm.
My version of that is, It's been one of those lives. Oh, I've got to turn off the other channel. Joe Dog may still be going. I don't know.
And you don't even have the excuse that you fell asleep.
No. I mean, it was the stupid o'clock channel. I forgot to turn it off. I got out of it, but that didn't mean I closed the window. For all I know, he's still in there talking to his Alexa.
They do get along most of the time.
I'll get back to you on that.
I said most of the time.
I don't
As
know
well as Joe Dog can get along with anyone. How's that?
I don't know which one he argues with more, the Alexa or his wife. So far, I think it's a dead heat.
I would guess the Alexa because Donna knows where the frying pans are and he has to sleep sometime.
After the way she whacked him with that pie, I'd be afraid to live in the same house with her with pans.
Well, he's never asked anybody about how to get dents out of cast iron frying pans, so that's going to leave a mark. And knowing Joe Dog, it's not going to be on his head; it's going to be on the frying pan. That is one hard-headed little bugger. Ah, God love him.
Someone has to.
Get out of my head, Rich.
We love Joe Dog to death, and we're willing to strangle him to prove it.
Yep. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half already.
Oh yeah, but still, I mean, it's not like we're having earth-shattering conversations. We're basically just having fun. We have yet to set the world to rights, or lefts,
Or lefts.
or wrongs.
Or kitty corner.
Be careful on that kitty corner. I don't want to slide off the edge.
Oh,
What?
movie reference, and I can't remember what movie. I still owe you North by Northeast, don't I?
Say it and we'll see if we would recognize it.
That was what it's from. Evidently, this couple was boxing the compass, and didn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie, except they were sexually active in this particular scene. Not on camera, but mentioning that they were not celibate. So I wish I could remember what movie it's from. It was probably a really good one. Oh, that's the trouble. There's so many things. There's so many movies and shows and whatnot that I have seen. Sometimes you just get these memories of random moments of something that you only saw once 30 years ago or better, and you don't know where you saw it or what it was or what the context may happen to be for this particular random memory. It's like an eternal Monty Python joke. You know how
Mm,
people will
My father,
quote lines from Holy Grail over and over again, and
mm,
you know exactly. Well, my memory has those kind of quotes, but I have no idea what they came from.
what was it? I think it was.
my best friend and I used to play the movie quote game. So one of us would quote a movie, and then the other one would have to figure out, you know, depending on the day, it was either just the movie, or sometimes it was the movie and character and the actor that played the character, and then, you know, we eventually morphed that into a bastardized version where one of us would say the quote, the other would have to supply the next line, and we'd go back and forth in the movie until there was a line that we could pivot movies and then pivot down to a different movie that way.
That's a real
Wow.
challenge right there.
That
Yeah.
aggravated my father to no end because I'd be getting ready for work. I'd be putting my boots on, sitting at the stairs at the top of the foyer, and the TV, the back of it was against the foyer, so um, I could just see my parents over the top of the TV as I'm getting ready, and they'd be watching something. I'd be like, "Oh, you're watching blah blah blah." They're like, "How the hell did you know that?" The line. I heard Bruce Willis's voice. This is the movie line. It's this movie, and my father's like, "How do you know this?" Because I don't date. I watch movies. Were there a girl in the picture? No, I wouldn't have time to memorize his usual, shit. So, but yeah, I used to aggravate the hell out of my father.
Well, someone asked what movie. How did they put it? I think they said changed their life or affected you greatly or something. And my movie is White Knight. It is the only movie that I've ever gone to where throughout the entire movie in a crowded theater, nobody made a noise or emotion until after the screen went black and the lights came on. When the, even when the credits were rolling, everybody was just staring at the screen. And a lot of people I told it to that I really like that movie. It's like it was okay. So I was very happy to see after I made my post that two other people was like, "Yeah, that happened to us too when we saw it in the theater." I'm like, "You can damn this." So yeah, that movie touched me so much. I went out and paid $80 plus delivery fee to buy the video cassette.
$80 for.
That's what it cost back then,
Whew.
and that's how badly I wanted it. I played that sucker every day for like 2 weeks.
Oh, back in the early days of VHS tapes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And I
when
now have the
Ghostbusters first
DVD
came to
version of it.
VHS, it was $90.
Yeah. Yeah, we get the DVDs for like 5, maybe 10. But
Depends on who you shop. Yeah. Um, I will sometimes go as high as 25 or 30 bucks for DVD of a movie that's just hitting physical media because I want a copy real bad.
mm-hmm.
And there are other times when I will go to the cutout bin at the grocery store and pay, $3 for something I really, really enjoyed many years ago, or not that many years ago, but it was not a very well received movie, even though I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting how people's opinions vary on different things. But what is a movie that changed my life? Uh, I probably wouldn't write the music that I do if it hadn't been for Phantom of the Paradise and Rocky Horror Picture Show and Allegro Non Troppo and Fantasia as a group.
Fantasia, saw that at an IMAX one time with surround sound.
I
That
bet it
was
was I bet it was
amazing.
awesome. Allegro Non Troppo is a parody of Fantasia.
I thought that sounded familiar. I think I've seen that.
It's an excellent movie. It's the same premise. It's different classical music set to animation, but it's meant to be um, I would say an homage.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say parody
There's that word.
because of the way they treated it is yeah, well, who's this prisony dude? Um, I'll do my own movie then.
Well, I wouldn't say that White Knights changed my life, but it did make a deep impression on me. Storyline was very good, but it was the dancing. It was Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines together.
Oh, wow.
And I spent a dozen years dancing. And in fact, I even learned the dance that the two of them did together in the movie. I even learned that dance.
Uh, I know both of their work and never having seen the movie, I'm already impressed.
Well, yeah, you take a ballet dancer and you take a tap dancer and they do a jazz number. Something you have you ever seen the movie Fame
Not
or
sure.
or the TV series? I would say if you had something along what they would do in the movie or in the TV series. Um, yeah, it was truly amazing. It was a fun dance to do back when I could do it. It's when I was young and limber. But yeah.
That made me think of a wedding I was at where my mom and I were dancing, and it wasn't going well because we were both trying to lead.
I had a feeling.
It turns out Dad was not a really coordinated ballroom dancer, but Mom was, and I have a very limited experience, but um, once Mom figured out that I was going to lead, everything started working. But she was very surprised to find a man that could dance. Um, and here she raised me, so it's not like Blast from the Past where you had a dancing lesson every day of your life. Um, that's one of those movies I could watch over and over again. There's a few. There's a few. Uh, One of my absolute favorites is the original black and white version of Thing from Another World, because I'm every time I rewatch it, I'm impressed by the crosstalk of different characters talking over each other like real people do in real conversations in groups.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will be saying something over here, somebody will be saying something over here, and it's true to life. It really is. And I know Howard Hawks was not the credited director, but a lot of folks said he was the one actually doing the work. When the guy with his name in the credits was a little bit too inexperienced to produce that level of mastery.
Have you ever seen Noises Off?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's one I'd recommend. It's the kind of backstage for a theater group who
Okay.
goes on tour,
Mm.
and how it can go from a wonderful crew that loves to work together to just too damn many days together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, when I first hooked this monitor up, I wanted to check it out and see how it would work with some of the movies that I like best. I watched one of the Godzilla movies, probably the first Ghidorah movie, and then I go, "Hey, this is pretty good. It's full screen. It's not even letterboxed. It's fantastic." Then I pulled up a copy of Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
I was even more impressed. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love all the in jokes that are in it and all the character moments. But most of all, I had very recently run across some of the actors from the film talking about how nobody got it, nobody got it. I'm going. It was
Some of
Doc.
us got it.
It was Doc Savage for the '90s, dude. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas was talking about Buckaroo Banzai the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's someone asked him what he'd been up to, so he started listing everything off, and they're like, "All right, Buckaroo Banzai." His one for the movie as well. Misty and I argue when we got Bucky, our male dog. We decided to go ahead and leave him with the name. We're nerding out. She says it's short for James Buchanan Barnes, Bucky Barnes, Captain America's sidekick.
Yes.
I say it's short for Buckaroo Banzai.
I love you.
Buckaroo Banzai is
Really do.
Buckaroo Banzai is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Peter Weller was going, yeah, nobody got it. We didn't understand what we were doing, but and I'm going, dude. And he goes, oh yeah, well, I based the character off of Adamant and Doc Savage, and I'm going, of course you did. Oh, it's like that wasn't obvious. I think there were a few words that I left out there, but
Yeah.
But even when I when I first saw the commercials on MTV, I had already seen ads in the comic books, and I'm going, what on earth? Okay, but it was just a title and a picture, and then MTV started showing the commercials for it, and I'm just looking at it going, Doc Savage for the 90s. Take my money, please. I'm in.
Yeah.
Good grief. I went to see Logan's Run and liked it. Not too many people say that, honestly, these days. And then I got the DVD, and holy, there was stuff that was not in the movie theater on the DVD. And Jenny Agutter. Yes. Moving on.
I'm just listening to you growl. It's almost that time, though.
Yeah, I know. Hate to do it, but we got like 2.5 minutes. So,
Oh, wow.
anybody got any projects they want to plug or a wish list, anything?
Wish list? No. Just my. Whoops. Going around. Just my latest book. Conventions are a blast. Why are they a blast? You'll have to buy the book and read it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a copy. You're gonna have copies there at Hallowcon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to get one.
But will you read
Not
it?
just because it's yours, because it looks really entertaining.
Well, it's Beth and Hill, and they are a fun couple. I think. I just reread the first Beth and Hill book, and I'm like, they're just so funny. Yeah, I do that when I take my bestie to her doctor's appointment. I take along my own books to read.
Like I haven't sat and read my stuff over and over and over again. I mean, seriously,
Out in public.
I'm the one that I write them for.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, basically, I mean, I write the
I've
stories to entertain myself, and
Colored with a Sharpie fine tip.
if somebody else is entertained by them, well, that's good.
I've always said I write the kind of books that I would like to read, but nobody else has thought to write before.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of the ones that's at the publisher now, I could not self-edit because by the time I got to the third page, I'd forgotten I had written it and was just reading.
Yeah.
That's irresponsible, but it's a damn good book. One day the world will know.
I'm trying to write an ad for the Beth and Hills series. The one for the Hunter's Ridge series was easy because there's at least one dead body in every story, and they need to catch the bad guy. But in Beth and Hill, every story is such a different situation that I don't know how to describe it as a series.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss 20 books goodbye.
No, they're
Well,
only 10, but
I hate to say goodnight, but it's time for the bedtime story.
okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good
And
night.
as Chris would say, go good, guys.
Thank you very much for being here. I couldn't do it without you.
Almost had to tonight.
Yeah, it'd been a short night. I played that. I played the intro and Porky Pig, and then played the outro. And Carl would go, "Did I miss something?" Yep.
Night all.
Good night.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. shut down. System will shut down. System will